So, the third series of Third Life has recently been announced. One thing that means is that we get to see another awesome series of twists, betrayals, and overall chaos. Another thing it means is that there's probably going to be another big shake-up with new members joining and new rules and mechanics being added. I myself have had many ideas for rules that could help stir things up in the Third Life arena, and I'd like to share them here. And if anyone involved in Third Life sees this, which is unlikely, please feel free to use or alter any of these suggestions if they sound good to you. Thanks, now let's get on with the video. Firstly and most obviously, the rules of engagement need to be clearer. There have been many occasions over the last two series where a green or yellow life has attacked someone and left the audience scratching their heads about how it's allowed. Though I don't really care what these rules are as long as I understand them, I feel like I might as well suggest a new system here. In this system there are two levels of engagement, with one being the lowest and two being the highest. A level 1 engagement entails things like stealing someone's items, ordering a hit on them, setting a trap for them, or personally attacking one of their allies or dogs. A level 2 engagement, however, is simply attacking someone with intent to kill. A green life can commit a level 1 engagement against anyone who's done the same to them or worse, and a level 2 against anyone who's attacked them. A yellow life can do a level 1 against anyone completely unprovoked, and a level 2 against anyone who's done a level 1 or more to them. A red life can do anything they want. In a big battle like the Battle of the Red Desert though, none of this applies and anyone can engage with anyone else at any level. No, not like that. It also doesn't apply to someone who is the Boogeyman that session. This is just an idea though, all I really want is for the rules to make sense. My second idea is contracts. When two or more members make a long-term deal, say Mumbo paying Ren to get him a wither skull, they would have to write it down in an in-game item like a book and quill. If either of them failed to meet the conditions in this book, known as a contract, they would go down to red life as they would if they failed as the Boogeyman. So if Mumbo didn't provide the diamonds by, say, session 5, he would face the consequences, as would Ren if he didn't have the skull. However, if there's a loophole, they're allowed to exploit it. If Scar gave B-Dubs a cool sword in exchange for his promise not to personally kill him, B-Dubs could still pay Pearl to do it for him. A contract becomes null and void if it's destroyed though, and any exchanges made under it don't need to be reversed. So if Pearl decided Scar's hot guy skills were too much for her, and B-Dubs refused to back down on the deal, she could try stealing the contract, throwing it in lava and pocketing the diamonds. The contract is also only valid if it's in the possession of one of the members or in one of their storage systems, so B-Dubs couldn't bury it under a tree in the middle of nowhere to protect it. They also can't be stored in ender chests. Another important point is that if a contract requires someone to share knowledge, they have to tell the truth. Not necessarily the whole truth unless the contract specifies it has to be everything they know about something. If the information they give is mistaken or outdated, that's not their fault and they don't have to return the payment. One final note is that this obviously isn't going to work all of the time, which is why it's for long-term deals. If Grian offered Martin some TNT for information as to the whereabouts of the enchanter, this would be considered a short-term deal as it's being done on the spot. This means they could do the deal quickly and without the hassle of writing out a contract. This will hopefully make the whole system a lot more convenient for everyone involved. The enchanting table is one of the most valuable items on the server. Grian pointed out in one of these episodes that a lot of the action early on is just people trying to find it. With this in mind, I'd like to propose a new rule banning the enchanter being placed in any chest of any kind. This way, it always has to be placed down or in someone's inventory. Whoever has it can still hide it in their base like the hermits did with Teg though. They can have a monopoly on it, but they have to earn it. Now we come to my favourite of these little ideas. A new type of Boogeyman. When someone becomes the Boogeyman at the start of the session, they have a chance of being an assassin. This means they have a specific person who they need to kill to cure themselves, and who they can track down using maps and so on. However, the target knows they're being hunted, but not who by. The target has a cursed item which draws the assassin to them. And here's the twist. It can't be dropped or destroyed, but it can be transferred to another player with that player's consent. This would make the player who's received the item the new target. So the best thing for the target to do would be to pay someone else to take the item, but anyone they make a deal with could be trying to kill them. This one could do with a bit of balancing out, but it could cause a lot of drama. With a new series comes a new life system, and this time I think they should drop the element of randomness. The randomly assigned lives at the start of Last Life were fun while they lasted, but I think they were also a bit unfair. This point is a bit short, but I think it still stands. Finally, the thing I want more than anything else. I don't care if they take all of these ideas on board or go in a completely different direction, but please, Third Lifers, don't put spoilers into your video titles and thumbnails. Scar's Last Life Episode 5 was brilliant. I can't imagine how tense it would have been, how I would have sat on the edge of my seat, how my mouth would have hung open in shock as the episode faded out to the sound of those fateful pistons. If the video's thumbnail hadn't happily informed me that Scar went down from 7 to 1 in it. This isn't the only example. No one likes spoilers for anything. They weaken the experience and remove the element of surprise. And I think every fan of this series can agree, Third Life is at its best when it surprises you.
Green. Careful. What have I just done?
And that's it. I would like to thank my editor, who I've linked in the description, and the Third Lifers for 2 amazing series and hopefully many more to come. Now, it's over to you. Are my ideas the best thing you've ever heard? Or do you think they'll ruin this series and all previous ones, crash the economy and summon a horde of murderous aliens to destroy the planet? Given my experience of the internet, I doubt there'll be much in between. Bye.